Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm currently standing in front of the farm, the entrance door to the farm. The name of the farm, by the way, it's Nyogontet Farm. It means unique. It also means second to none in Jula or Bambara in Mali. It's the second most spoken language in Burkina Faso. And yeah, so we chose the name really to just set it as a reference. It's an ideal that we want to reach, to become the most unique, second to none other farm in Burkina Faso. So in a minute, I'm going to walk through the door and I'm going to show you around the farm. And I'm going to also describe a little bit some of the stuff that we are going to be doing, even though I talked about it in a separate video. So just to warn you, it is still under construction. So there are debris all over the place. It is still not orderly as I would like it to be. So keep that in mind as I walk through the farm to show you around. So this is the road, the main road is over there. So you go straight, you hit the main road, it's still a dirt road. And then you make a right to go up to the paved road and then go to the capital city, Ouagadougou. So we are about 20 kilometers from the capital city. And so it's wilderness out here. You can see people keeping some sheep. There are a compound of people living about maybe 50 meters, 75 meters from here in that direction. So I'm going to now walk through. So welcome to Nyogontet Farm again. So this is muddy out here because of the rain and because we are bringing big trucks to deliver cement, to deliver sand so we can do the work. And the big trucks are the one that made this mess. So after the construction, we're going to buy some dirt to put out here and then fix it. But for now, if we do it, because we're still receiving delivery, it's not going to last too long. So when you walk in, this is where we will be milling feed for the poultry. So we are still using it currently as a bit of a storage unit. And so this is the milling unit. It's a grinder and mixer. It can mix about 500 kilograms at a time. So that's what we're going to use, and it's going to be connected to the power generator that is on the other side of the hanger. And this is an oven that we are going to use to dry our BSF larvae, right? So we are going to be producing black soldier fly larvae as an alternative source of protein, and to conserve it and to be able to use it in the grinder and mixer, we are going to put it in the oven and dry it so that we can grind it with corn and so on and so forth. This is another grinder that we bought. This is going to be used to grind like organic matter that we are going to use to mix to feed the larvae. And this is a hand tractor that we purchased in order to be able to plot the land. We'll be growing some vegetables, so we need to plot the land over there so that we can do that. And so we're going to use this hand tractor to do that. And this is just cement here, the leftover cement that we have. As I said, is still under construction. So this, in the end, when this is all done, all these are going to go away. The only thing that's going to be here in about 2 weeks is going to be the grinder and mixer and a bunch of ingredients to make animal feed, corn, soja, and so on and so forth. This is the power generator that we are going to use. It's about 24 kilowatt per hour. This is going to be our source of power to power the grinder and mixer. And this is just the technical room. So this is where you're going to have the control boards, the technical boards that controls the power that goes from the power generator to the grinder and mixer. We had a problem because this is a single phase power generator, but this is a 3-phase power generator. So we had to buy a converter to take the electricity power from here to the converter that would convert it to 3-phase and then put it here. So all the machines to do that is in here. I don't have the key, that's why I'm not going in there to show you. And this is the second angle that we are getting ready to use as part of our BSF production. So in the end, we are going to put, this is going to be covered with cement, and we are going to be putting our organic matter here. So we're going to be treating the organic matter that we use to feed the BSF larvae over here. And we are going to use this as a backup for where we will grow the larvae. So we have the larvae under the greenhouse over there behind us. I'll show you the greenhouse next. But we're going to use this room as a backup to grow the larvae because we think that it might get too sunny or too hot under the greenhouse. So we can take some of them and put them here if that happens. Or if we grow too much and then we need more space, we can put it here. And then this space is just going to be used for organic matter. So when we bring the organic matter from the market, we're just gonna put it here to treat it. So at least it is protected from the sun. And the next step, the greenhouse. The greenhouse is where we are going to be rearing the black soldier flies so that we can produce the larvae and use as an alternative source of protein. So the greenhouse is 6 meters by 10. So it's still a little messy. It's not completed yet. So when it's all done, you're going to have these buckets all over these, and each one can take about 8. Right? So we can put 40. We can put 5 on each shelf, and there are 8 of them. So each of them can take 40, and there are 16. It takes about 2 weeks to produce BSF larvae. So the 16, each one is going to be dedicated for a specific day. That's why we have all this here. So we're going to be marking the number of days here. 1, 2, 3, 4 until 14. Right? So the larvae on the 14th day are the ones we're going to be taking and to put in the chicken feed. And on the first day, we put organic matter in the bucket. And we also put organic matter on the 8th day. Right? There's a whole process to it. I can explain, maybe I can explain in another video. So we want to put the days here so the employees are not confused when they come in. So every morning when they come in, they can look at the number of days, they know where they need to put organic matter, where they need to take out for treatment and put in the oven so that we can use as feed, and so on and so forth. And you can see some of the flies starting to emerge. There are just a few of them so far. But we have the pupae in these buckets over there, right? So we have these pupae here. So any times now they're gonna start coming out, and we have this as a temperature monitor. So it's really hot right now. It's 113 under the greenhouse, and the humidity is about 32%. And we have more pupae here for the flies to emerge out of. So you could see, so here also we have some flies that are started to emerge, as you could see here. Right? So there are flies on these buckets. So we need to now start putting the attractant and water for them to drink. So I just showed you the greenhouse back there. Now I am walking to show you where we are going to be putting the aquatic plants, where we're going to be putting Azolla. So we are now keeping it in those buckets just temporarily until we finish making the permanent places for them. And this is where the Azolla is going to go, right? So we are making these bags of water. It is 10 meters by 1 meter. Once it dries, we're gonna fill it up with water, and then we're going to spread the plant that I showed you in those buckets back there, and then just let it grow. And once it fills up, we'll just harvest half and let it sit there and then harvest half. And the plan is to line them up this way, all the way to the water fountain, right? So we're gonna line them up this way, all the way there. And you can harvest about 10 kilos of Azolla with 50 meters square. And I think we can make up till 8 over there. So we're gonna make 8 in this direction, right? And then with those 8, that's 80 meters square. So with 80 meters square, we can maybe get about, I think, 15 kilograms of Azolla per day. But what we're going to also do, once we finish that, we're gonna make another row here of the same thing. We're gonna make another row here all the way there, and then we're gonna go up here and make another row. So we'll make the rows all the way to, I don't know if you could see, but it's about 50, 60 meters from here. So we'll make a bunch of rows this way. So there'll probably be, I think, 5 to 6 rows that we are going to make. And each row is gonna have about 8. So in the end, we are going to have 80 meters squared by 6. So that way we can produce, you know, close to 100 kilograms of fresh Azolla a day. So that's the plan. That's the second source of alternative protein. And you've seen the water fountain. If you go past, all the way back there is where we actually have the borehole that gives us water. I'm going to show it to you in a minute. I'll walk over there and then show you. So I'm gonna show you now the borehole where the water comes from. So this is the water fountain. So the water gets pumped here, and then it gets distributed everywhere. So for example, it gets distributed all the way to, so that's the toilet and shower way over there at the corner. That's the shower and toilet over there. So the water gets pumped here. I'm gonna show you the borehole. And this is, we got water here on the 8th trial. So if you missed my video about some of the challenges we faced, you can look at, I'm gonna leave a link below to that video where I talk about some of the challenges we faced. And the main challenge that I think almost brought us made us think about quitting was the fact that we couldn't find any water on the field. So on the 8th trial, we dug 7 times looking for water. We couldn't find 7 times. So there are places all around here where we went looking for water 7 times, we couldn't find. And on the 8th trial, somebody came and looked for it. Somebody we didn't even pay. He just came and took it up on him like a challenge to look for water. And we finally found water over here. So this is the borehole where the water comes from. So there is a solar panel here. Oh, it's locked. I was gonna show you. So there is a solar pump. So there is a pump that goes here, that goes into the water, and it is alimented by these solar panels over here. So these solar panels aliments this pump. So then it pumps the water to the water fountains over there. So this solar panel activates the pump. It pumps the water. There is a pipe over here. Actually, the road that we took to come here, there is a pipe all the way that goes and pumps the water into the water tank. And then the water goes from the water tank to the shower, the toilet, and everywhere else on the field. And what we're going to do here, this is where we're going to do the vegetable farming. So from here all the way to here, we're going to be doing vegetable farming all the way to the water fountain. So it's about almost half an hectare. So maybe about 1 acre land that we are going to use for vegetable farming. So this is the borehole. This is the solar panel that aliments the borehole. And over there is the water fountain where the water goes and it gets pumped into it. And yeah, so next up, I'm gonna go show you our incubators, because we also plan to incubate our own eggs so we don't depend on anybody for chicks. That's the other thing. On the market in Burkina Faso, is really hard to get chicks because there aren't many hatcheries that are producing chicks regularly. So you can wait up to a month or more to be able to have chicks to stock in your chicken houses. So, and because of that, I think if we produce our own chick, we can also sell them to other farmers because there is a demand for it. And we can also stock our own chicken houses without having to depend on others and not break our cycle, right? So as we close the cycle and we start to produce fully, right, we're going to have, like I mentioned earlier, we're going to have a minimum of 12 chicken houses where we are going to have 1,000 chicken per chicken house, and we're going to produce on a weekly basis. So every week we're going to have 1,000 chicken ready for market, and with time we would like to increase our production maybe to 2,000, 3,000, or produce twice a week, and so on and so forth, but the same quantity, so we can have 1,000 chicks per house and produce it twice. And if you're wondering why 1,000 chicks, I know you can build those giant chicken houses automated and so on and so forth, but I'm also looking for labor intensity so that I can hire more people on the farm. So 1,000 chicken per chicken house is about what one person can manage in terms of cleaning the chicken houses and managing it. So we can be hiring 10 people, 12 people to look after the chicken houses and not worry about them shirking the job being too much for them or something. So that's what I'm planning. I'm going to now walk over there and show you the incubator that we plan to use to incubate our own eggs when we get to that. So the next cycle of production is just going to be producing the 2 buns of chicken, 1,000, 1,000. And with time, we are going to have parent flock that would give us fertilized eggs that we are going to put in our incubators. So this is the room we are keeping our incubators. There are 3 of them. One came damaged because I ordered this from Alibaba, so it came straight from China. And in the container, it fell over and it was damaged. And there are 2 other ones on this side. Each of them has a capacity of 3,000 eggs. So we have a capacity of 9,000 eggs in this room. And you could see that these are going to be used in the chicken houses. These are the feeders and drinkers. They're not automatic feeders and drinkers. These are manual feeders and drinkers that we are going to use for now. And with time, we might install automatic drinkers. So they're sitting here for now because the chicken houses are not ready yet. And these incubators are going to be solar powered. And we've installed the solar energy elements here. So these are the batteries, and this is the off-grid inverter. So these are going to be powered, solely powering the incubators, nothing else. So the solar installation is only for the incubators. And the solar panels are installed on top of this building. So again, like I said, excuse the mess. It is still things are still under construction here. So these are gonna get cleaned up here very soon. And these are the chicken houses. Again, 10 by 10. Each can house about 1,000 chicken. They are still fixing the wire mesh over there, but they're planned to be done today. And once they're finished, we are going to disinfect this place and clean everything before we receive the chicks. We're gonna start the cleanup tomorrow once we're finished. This is the second chicken house. Again, 10 by 10, can receive about 10,000 chicken. Once we're finished, the wire mesh, they're almost done. We just need to put the top part here. Once we're finished, we are going to come in and clean up the floor. As you could see, there's a lot of debris everywhere. So we're gonna come and clean all this up and yeah, be ready to receive the chicks. So we have 2 chicken houses for now. The plan is to have at least 12, as I mentioned, and we're gonna be building them over there. So we're gonna build in that direction and just keep adding on that direction. And then later on, we'll make another building just like that on this side, parallel to that building, and build in that direction as well. So this is a short tour or a quick tour of the farm. And we have what, 5 main infrastructure, or 6 if you count the water fountain and the borehole. So the first one over there for the feed mill, where we're going to be mixing the feed for the chicken. And the second angle where we're going to be processing the organic matter that we're going to use to feed the BSF larvae, the black soldier flies larvae. And then we have the greenhouse where we're going to actually keep the larvae, where we're going to rear the larvae. And right behind me, where I just came from, is the incubator house, where we're going to have the incubators to incubate our own eggs and produce our own chicks. And then right next to the incubator, we have the chicken houses, where we will host a bands of 1,000 chicken in each house that measure 10 by 10. And then I guess the 6th infrastructure, if we can count that, is the water fountain, where water gets pumped from the borehole to the water fountain and distributed everywhere. And the employees quota is over there. I don't like where it is, but when we bought the land, it was already there, so we decided to keep it there. And we are thinking about maybe dividing it, putting a wall around it so they can have some privacy. And also, you know, we can avoid maybe the wind taking up some, I don't know, some contaminations from humans living there and taking it to the chicken houses. So this is it. I hope you enjoyed the visit, and I hope you saw what we are trying to do here. Wish me luck. It's been stressful. Don't forget to subscribe and to hit the notification button so you don't miss any new videos from me. So long, see you in my next video. Ciao.